Is there a realistic chance we could actually see a significant drop in Toronto real estate prices between now and the end of 2023? Let's talk about that and more on today's video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Storey. I run a real estate team here in the city of Toronto. If you enjoyed this video, all I ask is you give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, make sure to do that as well. We just passed 11,000 subscribers. I've said this many times on this channel, but I really do appreciate you coming back, and I really hope that you're finding value in these videos. I'm really trying to do my best to present the information in a way that is digestible to the consumers out there, so I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you get to the end of this video and you find yourself having more questions, you want to book a call directly with me, you can do that in the first link in the description. Okay, so the October real estate numbers for the city of Toronto are officially out. And I would say they actually surprised me a little bit in terms of the market kind of maintaining status quo. We didn't see a significant drop off, and we actually saw a little bit of a bump up from the summer months. But saying all that, it certainly was not a banner month. And I'm going to go through all the information I think is valuable from the October 2023 market data. We're going to start with the year-over-year numbers, and there's a few numbers I want to bring your attention to. So sales volume in October of 2023 was 4,646. That is not a lot of sales. For us to have under 5,000 transactions in October is very low. In fact, year to date right now in the Greater Toronto real estate market, the number of total transactions we have is as low as it's been since 2001. So there's obviously uncertainty out there, and that's why less people are transacting in real estate unless they absolutely have to. Now, last year in October, we actually had more transactions. And I don't know if you remember, but last October, it wasn't necessarily a great market either. So we're 6% lower than that. Now, the new listings is what I want to focus on here. 14,000 new listings, where last year we had 10,000 new listings. So new listings are up almost 40%. This is why we're seeing that growth in months of inventory right now. Active listings is probably the most important number on this chart. So there was just under 20,000 active listings in October 2023 at the end of the month. I've said this in previous videos, but I think if that number approaches 25,000, or if we hit 30,000, you will see significant price drops. But right now, the absorption rate that we are finding is we're in balanced market territory. So unless something changes between now and the end of the year, I don't think you're going to see a significant drop off in price. I think depending on asset class, it depends on, what's going on in that area. But across the board here, I think we're going to kind of just hover until the end of the year. Average sale price year over year was up 3.5% for an average sale price of $1.125 million, but I wouldn't put a whole lot of thought into 3% changing year over year with all the other things that are going on right now. So here's what's been going on so far in 2023 in the city of Toronto. So we had the rate hike at the beginning of the year. This rate hike in August should have been in June. So we had one in June, we had one in July. But if you take a look here at the graph in terms of average sale price, so we really dropped off in August. It picked up again a little bit in September, and then October actually beat September. So October's numbers are pretty close to what was happening in July, but the June numbers for the city of Toronto are probably going to be where the market peaked out for the rest of the year. I don't anticipate November numbers being much better than October. I think they'll basically be the same. And then like every year, I would expect December to actually drop off because it's not a great month to sell properties in Toronto. Now we're going to look at months of inventory. Now this is how we tell what type of market that we are in. Now for the first time in 2023, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board entered balanced market territory, going over 4 months of inventory. If you take a look at what happened in October versus September, we actually gained more inventory for the entire Toronto Regional Real Estate Board numbers. Now, why I've said that like that is because of this. So if you look at all these different areas, because when you see something on the news that says average price for Toronto real estate, what it's actually doing, the board covers all these different areas. Halton, Peel, City of Toronto, York, Durham, Dufferin, Simcoe County, all these put together is the chart that I just showed you. So this chart right here is covering all of those different areas. Now, I have taken a specific focus on this channel, really just for the city of Toronto, because that's where I do my business. So here's what's going on in the city of Toronto. It's a little bit different than what the numbers of all the different areas combined are. So just in the city of Toronto, we actually slightly went down in inventory levels month over month. Now, we are still very much in balanced market territory. Condo market is still a buyer's market, and the detached home market is still technically a seller's market, but it's slowly jumping up every single month. Now we have to talk about sales volume. So what happened with the sales volume in October? Sales volume for the city of Toronto was actually above September, but again, that's not really saying much. but it was still lower than August, right? So number of transactions being lower than August 2 months in a row is not very normal. I can't really remember the last time that happened. So based on everything going on out there, even though as of me recording this video, yes, the bond yields have come down a little bit and that may impact the fixed rate people, it doesn't seem like the rate hold has changed too much yet, but we'll have to see how the next few months play out. Now, if we're looking at the downtown condo market, I know there's a lot of condo people that watch these videos. Here's what's going on in CO1, okay? So active inventory actually was less than it was in September. So for the city of Toronto and for the condo market, the inventory actually did come down a little bit. Now, it is still very much a buyer's market. You still have over 6 months of inventory, so the buyers are in control. And if you are a seller of a condo in Toronto, what you need to know is that 1 out of 6 new listings are going to find a buyer in the next 30 days. You have to ask yourself, how do I become one of those 6 properties that actually finds a buyer? Obviously, the presentation of the property is very important, but the price will always be the number one reason. Based on what the numbers are showing me, okay, not the fear mongering that goes on the internet, but the actual numbers are showing me, if nothing changes between now and the end of the year, you're not going to see significant price drop-offs. Now, things could change when everyone comes up for renewal in the next 2 years. We're going to have to wait to see really how that plays out. But as of right now, buying real estate in Toronto is expensive. It's always kind of been expensive, but it's even more expensive now because prices have not dropped off to the same point that the interest rates have gone up. Like, it's more expensive to own the same properties. What I will tell you as someone that's very active in the market, we have started seeing more showings and more offers on our properties, but the offers are not coming in way above asking, right? They're coming in lower and we're negotiating. We are getting things done, but we're only getting things done with the properties where the sellers are being realistic in today's marketplace. And those are the sellers that are educated, that are looking at the numbers and actually want to get something done. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, should I sell my property? Should I not sell my property? If you want to give it a try, this is not the market to give it a try. The last thing I want to talk about is what's going to happen on December the 15th. So typically December the 15th is when the sellers that aren't getting their price recognized, they're not getting their price, right? And they want to take it off because you don't want to build up days on market before, the next year if we're going to try it again. And a lot of them will say, well, they'll just wait till things pick up next year. I don't know if things are going to pick up next year, but it will be interesting to see how much of that active inventory of the 20,000 listings are still going to be for sale after that date. There's a chance that 25% of the listings could actually come off the market. And then we'll have to see, well, what does that do to the supply demand? It's going to depend on the asset class and the price point. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new today. My name is Tom Storey. And remember, home is where your story begins.